wholly unprepared in every single way. So I don't give any credence to that testimony right there whatsoever. I mean, it's like, how are you going to come? This is not a joke. We take this completely serious. You come here, you can't even recite what happened. You can't even take 5 minutes to look at the damn report. Really. So that, no credence whatsoever. So what I'm going to do now is I'll take a look at the facts surrounding what happened on the scene, and I'm going to make a decision and see whether we go for it or not. But
all sleep, which has happened in the past, they usually wake up pretty easily and don't need officers rocking the vehicle from side to side in order to wake them up. So you eventually woke up the defendant, correct? Yes. And what did you do after that? Once I woke him up, he took his foot off the brake and rolled into a backup officer's marked patrol vehicle. Then once he was stopped with the patrol vehicle, he got him to open up the door. I turned the vehicle off and placed it in park, got him outside the vehicle. Then when you got him out of the vehicle, did you notice anything specifically about it? I saw him showing over of alcohol and beverages and then in front of his threatening person and he had slurred speech. And what did you do next? I requested a DWI task force officer to come to the scene if one was available. And those signs that you said you observed when you made contact with the defendant, based on your training experience, what does that indicate to you? Those are signs of intoxication. You said you contacted a DWI officer, and after that, what did you do? He was not available. He was occupied at jail. Due to the vehicle being in moving line of travel, I arrested the driver for impeding the flow of traffic and transported them to the jail for the traffic offense and for the DWI officer to conduct the DWI investigation. So you said how many DWI investigations you've been a part of, but how many DWI investigations have you taken all the way through? Very few. If I were to guess, probably less than 5. And about how long would you say it takes you to complete a DWI investigation? It would take me several hours. And where was the scene in relation to the police station? Well, halfway. And how long did it take you to drive from the scene to the police station? Less than 5 minutes. And can you just clarify, why did you decide to move the scene to the police station? There were several reasons. One, it's safer to investigate things in a controlled jail than it is to conduct a DWI investigation in the middle of the roadway, where anyone's caught by get hit or cause an accident, get involved in an accident. Conditions are better, flat, even jail floor as compared to roadways where the time the ground or anything like that. And then also, the task force officer was occupied already, was not able to make the scene and put up with that. He put them at the jail. Take that's the loose, John.
hold on a second. You said when he got out of the car, he stumbled back or crashed or something?
When he woke up. Yes. There's trauma with alcohol and everything running. I spoke with him and asked him if he had anything to drink, to which he told me he had a few. So he had admitted drinking, like smelling on him, his sort of change. Same as the one shot. Nothing further, Jeff.
Someone mentioned something about an open container. Was there an open container or no?
No.
No. Okay. All right. You're excused. Subject to recall, anyone?
Subject to recall, please.
Okay. If you don't mind, please just waiting outside of the jury. Step. Okay. State any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Brian Royce.
Okay. Do you mind grabbing a picture?
All right, witness, that being sworn in.
All right. Deputy Warren, if you don't mind coming up to the witness stand and raising your right hand.
Sir.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, please do take a seat. If you don't mind, speak loudly, clearly. If you hear the word objection, just stop until we address it, and then you may continue.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Stay, please.
Thank you, Honor. Can you please say your full name to the record?
Brian Charles Ward.
And thank you for what?
Blue Jones.
How long have you been at that pool?
About 4 years now.
And do you have to have any specialist training to do that?
Yes, you.
Can you briefly describe that training?
The basic police officer's course is about 9 months of specialized training as mandated by TCOL, as well as on the February underlying task force as well, which is further specialized training.
And what kind of specialized training do you have to have built to be part of that event?
To be a part of our DWI task force, we have to have basic SSD, scenario skills sobriety tests. You also would highly encourage you to a ride course, as well as you have to be certified as a drug recognition expert within 1 year of your posting.
And how long have you been a part of the DWI task force specifically?
About a year and a half.
And over 1 year, or 1 year as a police officer, how many DWI investigations have you been involved with?
I'd say at this point, probably upwards of 150.
And generally speaking, I know everyone's different, but how long does it take you to complete a DWI investigation?
Generally about 2 to 3 hours.
And do you remember, do you recall the incident that we're here for today that occurred on July 7th, 2024?
Yes, I would.
And can you explain how you became involved with that?
With a call service, officers went out, found the reason was people stopped in a roadway. They had reasonable conceit to believe a DWI investigation needed to take place. Couldn't make it out to the scene, so the subject was actually transported up to our top for intervene.
And upon contact with the defendant, what did you notice?
I noticed eyes were red. Also detected odor of alcoholic beverages and some slurred speech.
And what did you do next?
Next was going into the other devices, the BWI investigation, which would be Miranda's weaponing and sobriety tests.
Do you recall the specifics of your investigation as far as the scenario sobriety test?
As far as the specifics in clues specifically for the assessing,
Generally, yes. If I were to ask you about the clues that he exhibited, would you recall that?
I would probably have to reference the reporting.
So you just have one moment, you want to? Sure. Let's do it. First witness, your honor.
Yes.
Do you recognize? Go ahead.
Yes, I did.
And
What's it's my original forward from the United States.
would like to refresh your recollection. Officers, your recollection refreshed?
Yes.
So you made contact with the defendant and you said you began to carry out your investigation.
I'm sorry, say that again.
You made contact with the defendant and you began to carry out your investigation. What was the first step in that process?
So the excuse me, I'm sorry. First step of the process would be an interview of the subject.
Okay. And what did you learn from that interview? Okay, we're going to skip that. We're going to go to the standardized field sobriety test. What was the first standardized field sobriety test carried out?
Horizontal gaze distractions test.
Okay, and what is that test?
That test checks for the involuntary jerking of the eyes.
Okay. And what were the results of that test?
The result of that were 6 out of 6 validated groups.
What are those 6 clues?
The first one is a lack of smooth pursuit. Then following that is a distinct and sustained nystagmus to maximum deviation, and then the onset of nystagmus prior to 45 degrees.
And it's fair to say that he hit all 6 of those numbers.
That is correct.
And what does that indicate to you?
That would indicate the presence of a substance in his.
Would that indicate alcohol, a potential presence of alcohol in the defendant's system?
Yes.
And what did you do next?
Next was the walk and turn test.
Okay. And what is the walk and turn test?
The walk and turn test is one of the psychophysical tests where it splits the subject's mental and physical capabilities to possibly give a intoxicated individual would have difficulty splitting those.
And what were the results of this test that you did?
On this test, I observed 2 out of 8 validated groups.
And what did you do next?
Next was the one-leg stand test.
Okay. And what is the one leg stand test?
Again, it's another psychophysical test. Testing the subject's ability to count while balancing on one leg.
And what were the results of this test?
On this test, I observed 0 of 4 validated groups.
And what did you do after that?
After that would be reading the subject EIC 24.
Based on the totality of the circumstances, were you able to form an opinion on whether or not the defendant was intoxicated?
Based on the totality of circumstances and the results of my investigation, I did form an opinion that he was intoxicated and had lost the mental and physical capabilities required to safely operate a motor.
State best of the witness, Your Honor.
May I proceed, Judge? Good afternoon, sir. Good morning, I should say. You wrote in your report that Mr. Alfaro was transported to the Pasadena jail for further investigation after he was detained at the scene. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, so it was your understanding that he was transported to continue the EWI investigation, correct?
That would be my part of the investigation, yes, sir.
Okay, he wasn't under arrest for anything else as far as you were aware of?
As far as I know, when he was transported, he was placed under arrest for traffic offense.
All right. Now, you mentioned that it takes 2 to 3 hours to complete a DWI investigation. Can you break down exactly what goes into that?
So in those 2 to 3 hours in that estimation, I would be including initial contact of the subject, interview, observation, or possible interview of initiating officer, my interview with the subject, the SMSTs, as well as the collection of a forensic specimen and typing the report.
Okay, but really, when you're talking about an arrest, the relevant portion is usually much shorter than that, right?
That is correct.
So you're talking about maybe the personal contact stage and then the pre-arrest screening stage, right?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Well, I mean, the point at which you get enough evidence to confirm that somebody's intoxicated or disconfirm that somebody's intoxicated is much shorter than 2 to 3 hours, right?
Yes,
Because that takes into account booking procedures and things like that, right?
correct.
Okay. Now, this wasn't a situation where there was an emergency going on, right?
No,
Okay. Even though you're the more experienced officer, Officer Johnson is actually certified to administer field sobriety tests and has done so in the past, correct?
that is correct.
Okay. There wasn't a language barrier or anything like that, right?
Not to my knowledge.
And in fact, the intersection where this all happened, I mean, there were parking lots, drugstore parking lots, places where DWI investigations are sometimes conducted, right?
Yes,
Okay. So, in other words, there was nothing to stop the DWI investigation from being conducted where it was there at the scene of the incident? Nothing that you can point to, is there?
As far as the performance of SFS teams, no.
So what was the reason for moving this investigation to the jail?
To bring him to a member of our DWI task force who is better suited to performance of the SFSTs and to provide a space more conducive to performance of the SFSTs.
Okay, but if you had wanted to, it could have been this, or if, not you personally, but if law enforcement in this case had wanted to, this investigation could have been pursued more diligently.
Objection, Your Honor, speculation.
If there's a lot of sufficient space in a safe place, that again has sufficient space and level ground to perform the SFSTs, i.e. a space and level service more conducive to performing the SFSTs safely, then yes, it can be.
So it could have been done more diligently, correct?
It could have been possibly performed by the officer on scene.
Okay. Pass the witness.
Officer, approximately how long did this investigation take you?
This investigation, in terms of interview and arriving at a decision of intoxication, I would say approximately 40 minutes.
And typically, are DWI investigations faster or slower if you or another member of the DWI task force conducts the investigation, rather than a member of the patrol unit?
It is significantly faster.
State passes the witness, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, witness may be excused. All right, thank you, sir. State anything further?
Just arguing, Your Honor.
Okay,
Judge,
so hold on. You rest?
Yes, Your Honor, state this.
I'm going to admit a thumb drive with 2 body cameras and then the scene body camera. And I'm not going to publish this right now. I'm going to offer it as a part of the record. And I don't have anything to stick it with, but we can call this Defense Exhibit 1.
Have you seen this? Do you know what it is, State? And do you have any objection?
I mean, it's just body cam from the scene. We were in Your Honor.
Okay,
Actually,
all right. It'll be admitted. Defense 1?
Defense 1, Judge.
Okay.
And with that, we rest.
Okay. Argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the state offers 3 arguments here. First is that clearly under the traffic code, Officer Johnson had probable cause to arrest the defendant at the scene for the traffic violation. Upon arrival, the officer could clearly see that the defendant was parked in a moving lane of traffic in violation of traffic code section 545-363 and 545.302. That arrest is clearly authorized under traffic code section 543.001. And after that arrest, once the officer had transported the defendant, then a separate DWI investigation took place, which is clearly legal and proper and does not violate any of the defendant's Fourth Amendment rights. And the alternative, Your Honor, the state would also show that the officer articulated sufficient facts to rise to at least reasonable suspicion that the offense of driving while intoxicated had occurred. The defendant displayed a strong amount of alcoholic beverages, was asleep in his vehicle, and took significant effort to wake up from the officers. Also, the time of night was indicative, and the other facts that the officer suggested, such as slurred speech and the other surrounding circumstances. Furthermore, moving the investigation to the police station and the subsequent time it took to conclude the investigation. Furthermore, moving the investigation to the police station and the subsequent time it took to move the investigation was reasonable under the circumstances and served a legitimate law enforcement purpose. That purpose was to give the DWI investigation to an officer that would be more efficient at running the investigation. This purpose, this is supported by prior case law in Belcher v. State, where Your Honor, the Court of Appeals out of Fort Worth found that a 30 to 35 minute prolongment was reasonable under the circumstances for the express purpose of the officer handing the DWI investigation over to a specific DWI officer for the purpose of efficiency. Furthermore, Your Honor, the state in the alternative to that argument would also go to show that probable cause existed at the scene due to the totality of the circumstances and the signs of intoxication and the clear operational facts that the officer had at the scene rose to the level of probable cause for the officer to arrest the defendant for the crime, for the offense of driving while intoxicated.
Can you come up real quick, Blaze? Come up. Mr. Devil, come up.
Yeah, do you want this?
Sure, on the record. I, as a lawyer, as a person who just works in general, I really take pride in what we do. You know, when we do stuff, we come prepared. This is not a joke, man. This dude that just came and testified now was a deer in headlights when you asked about the interview. Completely and wholly unprepared in every single way. So I don't give any credence to that testimony right there whatsoever. I mean, it's like, how are you going to come? This is not a joke. You know, we take this completely serious. You know, you come here, you can't even recite what happened. You can't even take 5 minutes to look at the damn report. You know, really. So that, no credence whatsoever. So what I'm going to do now is I'll take a look at the facts surrounding what happened on the scene, and I'm going to make a decision and see whether we go forward or not. But I'm floored how you're just going to come in and just kind of, here, let me just, you know, really, it's not a joke. It's a life on the line here. And I really take it seriously, and I'm just offended by it. So anyway, I don't need it.
All right.
Let me just take a look. I want to see that real quick, and then I'll have a decision here within a couple hours. Okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
May we be excused?
Please.
Right.
All right, lawyers.